Hey everyone, this is Corey, and today I want to talk about Steam's Best of 2020 VR titles. These are their best-selling games measured by gross revenue. So let's get right on into it and see what VR games people spent the most money on in 2020. Oh fuck. People paid enough money that this made the platinum list of bestsellers. I honestly don't know what to say about this one. In VR Kanojo, you can hang out with the lovely girl next door, Sakura Yuhi. You'll practically feel her breath on your cheek and the warmth of her fingers on your arms as you laugh and talk the day away. Better yet, VR controllers stimulate your hands in-game, letting you interact with her more directly. And just imagine all of the possibilities. Alright, so I totally understand why this made it to the Platinum VR titties. I mean title. So now that we know why this game made it to the Steam Platinum sales in 2020, let's talk about something else so my boner goes away. Also, I'm reviewing every game that I play in VR, so if you want to see some of these games more in depth, make sure you sub. Half-Life Alyx. Alright, the boner didn't go away because Half-Life Alyx is also a Platinum Steam title, and the game which made me purchase my VR headset. It's a title which I think everyone needs to play. Half-Life Alyx demonstrates what a polished VR title should play like, and the developers really thought of everything when creating this game, and it shows. You'll have around 12 hours of incredible gameplay, which constantly places you in different environments, has you completing different puzzles, fighting different enemies, and getting the shit scared out of you, and maybe crying at the end. I don't know. I didn't experience that part. Alright, so I cried, whatever. If you're a Half-Life fan, or just want to experience a game in VR that is extremely polished and the most perfect VR title you can play, then Half-Life Alyx is the one. There's no doubt that Half-Life Alyx is the best VR game of 2020. I did make a review for Half-Life Alyx, but I really didn't do it justice when reviewing it. And I don't think there are any words that can express how amazing Half-Life Alyx is compared to other VR titles. This is an obvious title to have in your library. If you haven't heard of Beat Saber, who the fuck hasn't? Then Pistol Whip is the John Wick version of that. You stand in place as the map is generated in front of you, almost like a virtual roller coaster. There's a lot more going on than being on a roller coaster though. You have to dodge incoming bullets, dodge obstacles by leaning left or right, and of course shooting enemies which appear from various places on the map as the song progresses. You get more points awarded by hitting all enemies, not getting hit by incoming bullets, and sticking to the rhythm of the music while shooting. Unfortunately, unlike Beat Saber, Pistol Whip does not have a native song map creator, so it isn't as easy to play any given song you desire. Beat Saber is next on the list, and I would say that it's one of the sole games which keeps a lot of people playing in VR. I know for me personally, it's one of my most played VR games, and it's also the only form of cardio that I've done in 2020, so it definitely contributed to my limited exercise this year. The game is very simple in that all it requires is the ability to wave your arms around, and that being said, don't be fooled by the simplicities of the game, as it can ramp up in difficulty very quickly. I think the appeal to a lot of people is that the game has so much replay value, because there are just endless amounts of songs, if modded, and the progression in difficulty makes you feel like you've transcended into a Jedi God once you start completing expert level songs. I might be a Sith. I started playing the game with easy and normal difficulty songs, and those felt challenging enough for me to enjoy. Once those easier songs stopped becoming a challenge, I moved up slowly to hard and eventually expert. Once you achieve expert difficulty, you are playing an entirely different game, and to be honest, this is where the game starts to feel really good because the notes actually match the tempo of most songs. Some songs are choreographed in a way which makes you feel like you're actually dancing to the songs you're playing. It's a fantastic game. It's simple to understand and play, and if you need exercise, then I've read that it's equivalent to playing tennis. As a side note, the added multiplayer in Beat Saber I initially thought would be mediocre, but it actually brought a lot out in my competitive side, and always makes me work harder and play better when playing multiplayer, which equates to better exercise without even realizing it. Skyrim VR. Skyrim is a game which we all should know by now, but VR adds a whole new level to this scene.
Hey, you!
While Skyrim VR is nowhere near perfect, it's still Skyrim in VR, which is amazing. Mods make a huge difference, so be prepared to mod the game. I also had issues with the Index controller's key bindings, but those can be fixed as well. It may just take more effort to play comfortably, but it's worth the effort if you enjoy playing Skyrim enough to invest another 200 hours in it. And in VR, it's the most immersed you can be while playing through another campaign. Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades, or H3 for short. It's a game made for gun enthusiasts. It's basically Gun Simulator, and it's the ultimate sandbox for VR gunplay. There are a ton of shooting ranges, and even more guns to use. And it doesn't stop with just guns. So if you want to just mess around in VR with guns and other objects which kill people in real life, like grenades, then H3 is the perfect game to enjoy. Arizona Sunshine is a classic VR title at this point. It's one of the first big zombie shooters which showcased what VR is capable of. But it's an older title now, and its age is starting to show compared to modern titles. This definitely doesn't mean the game is bad. I mean, it's a platinum-selling game, but it doesn't mean that you're going to get the best use of a VR game. Arizona Sunshine is great because it really shows how far VR has come over the years, and I am excited for the developer's next title, After the Fall, which is another VR shooter, and it looks just as fun. I said it before, and I'll say it again. If you want to play Counter-Strike in VR, buy Pavlov. Pavlov is a multiplayer tactical shooter which has team deathmatch, free-for-all, and classic bomb planting and defusal game modes. There are many more game modes and many more maps which people created which you can quickly download in-game and play. Pavlov is one of the multiplayer shooting games which has stayed consistent with its player base. But with the Quest 2 release and many new VR users, we can hope to fill more multiplayer lobbies for other multiplayer VR shooters as well. Boneworks is another one of those games like Half-Life Alyx, which just gives me an erection. I mean, it's one of the few titles which really pushes the capabilities of my penis. Boneworks is all about physics and having that sandbox feel to it, where you can usually do the things that you can think of doing. The issue with Boneworks is that it limits its audience, due to the lack of accessibility to players who get motion sickness from smooth locomotion movement. Unfortunately, there is not any teleportation movement, so you may want to hold off on this title if you still get sick in VR from movement. I did make a video about VR motion sickness and how to handle it, so make sure to check it out. Blade and Sorcery. If you want medieval-style combat with maces, swords, axes, shields, in a gladiator gauntlet where you fight to be the last one standing, then Blade and Sorcery is for you. Just make sure you have a play space big enough so that you don't break any valuables nearby, because the combat is fucking brutal in this game. This game really has you moving around a lot when fighting multiple enemies at once, and I think it's a lot of fun. Just tone it down a bit, guys. Seriously, you're scaring me. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is another one of those titles which is a must-buy if you enjoy zombie survival games. It keeps you on your toes and definitely scares the shit out of me anytime I play it. It's a well put together game, but it has a couple minor issues which I personally dislike. Mainly it's the weight of guns and the weight of some objects which I feel were not necessary. The weight of melee weapons feels good, but when you feel your gun slowly dragging behind as you swing it over to line up a shot, it just feels terrible. Otherwise, this is a great game, and I think it's obvious why it made the platinum charts on Steam. Superhot VR was the first VR game which really blew me away. When you move, your enemies move. The objective is to destroy the enemies before they destroy you. You can move around in your play space to utilize various objects and weapons. And you can also dodge incoming bullets and fists flying at your face in a Matrix-like fashion. Superhot honestly plays amazing in VR. I've never played the flat screen version, but even if I have played it, I'd still recommend playing the VR version because it's so much fun smashing the red guys and seeing them explode into tiny bits right in front of you. You really have a good sense of awareness in VR, and there are some scenarios which are quite challenging and may take several attempts to figure out. My Steam profile tells me that I played Superhot VR for 2.2 hours, and I'd play it much more if I didn't have so many other amazing VR titles to play. Oh, there's so many now. It's getting good. It's getting good, everyone. That being said, if you're going to spend money on a single VR title, I think there are better options for the price. For the 2 hours that I played in Superhot, I was able to complete the game, so it's pretty short. But it is a lot of fun and definitely something which is more than enjoyable in VR. Again though, for the price, you can buy The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners or Beat Saber, and those two games have endless amounts of playtime since they are games which give variation to the gameplay where you will not be doing the same thing twice. If Superhot VR had some randomness to it, then it would be worth the price. But for a 2-hour playthrough, I can't say it's worth the same price as a game like The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, which has many more hours of content. I hope you all enjoyed this video and found a new game to play in VR. If you want to chat about it, I do stream on Twitch, so feel free to follow me there. If you enjoyed the video, then subscribing is the best way to get more. Make sure you hit the bell to get notified as soon as I release new videos, and liking the video will show your appreciation. Comment below and let me know what you think. As always, make sure you think for yourself, which means question yourself. Do what makes you happy, and I'll see you all next time.
Damn it. I need... Okay, I just get in, stay there.